the October 13th commission meeting to order. We're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, somebody want to make a motion to approve the agenda?
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Keith, were we gonna do that thing where we like just approve all of them at once,
That'd be nice.
like we had decided?
We could do that. Yeah, it would just be in, did we decide to do that?
I thought we passed that at one meeting, or am I
For
mistaken?
cause what was even the name of it? It's been like
I
2 months.
Can't remember.
I can look in my notes, the consent agenda.
Yeah.
Oh.
Were we gonna do that?
Well,
Sorry.
let's just do this. I rescind my motion. I make a motion to approve the agenda with another item called consent agenda at the bottom. I don't know wherever the perfect place would be. Maybe 23, new 23. That's okay. Before portfolios.
Sure.
Can I add something? Or no? Or is it not the time?
So second, if there's a second,
I'll second.
and then amend. What kind of amendments?
I'm just seeing, you got a gentleman from Otter Tail, and he's down at like 21, and then there's some of these people, so they have to sit through all this?
Yeah, totally.
Or do we wanna move any of these around, so?
Everyone's at the top except for sorry, you.
Let's get him to the top, maybe.
Yeah.
He can go find.
It's up to you guys, don't feel like you need to disrupt your meeting.
Yeah, no, we
No,
can
that's fine.
definitely move him to the
Yeah.
top. That's not a
Yeah,
big
No,
deal
we
at
can
all.
make it a.
How about at the top behind everyone else that was here first? I'm just joking.
No, they've all been here, so that's perfectly fine.
So wherever that would be, Chelsea.
Let's move him to 15 and then move everything else down.
Okay.
It'll go quick.
I amend my motion to also move 21 to 15.
All right.
That would need a second.
I'll
Second?
Okay. All in favor? Or, Jamie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, approve the September 8th meeting minutes?
Motion approved.
I'll second. Jamie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Approve the budget hearing, public hearing minutes?
Motion approved.
Second? And
Jamie?
Yes.
Yes. All right, approve the September financials?
Second.
Yes.
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 Who motioned that?
I think
Hank marked it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a motion?
Okay. I wasn't sure if he was just reading or not. Thanks.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills?
Second.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Public, comments? Do we have anybody that's here to speak on behalf of any of the topics?
And it could be previous meetings as well.
Yeah.
Just one.
Excuse me, yeah, previous meeting, yep. So.
Okay. Number 9, planning and zoning board appointment, Darren Lester.
Yep. We had this published in the paper for 4 weeks. It was on Facebook. It was on our website. We received one letter interested in being appointed to planning and zoning, and that was Darren Lester. So
I'll make a motion to appoint Darren Lester.
I'll second it.
Okay. Discussion, Darren is a well-qualified contractor. I think he'd be a big asset by joining this committee.
I would agree.
Jamie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Number 10, planning and zoning board recommendations. Stockard plat approval.
We have a lot that is being separated into three up on Northgate, across from the Catholic Church into three separate lots. It currently is just one large lot. They had it surveyed, took it to planning and zoning approved it, and we'll just need the commission to approve it as well, and then it'll be separated into three individual lots with houses potentially going up on all of them.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation by the planning and zoning.
Second.
Yes.
Okay, Jamie?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, number 11. MFRC waiver of fees.
They are doing an event, the Resource Center, in April for their Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And the date is March 28th, and so they are asking for a waiver of fees for their murder mystery podcast that they'll be doing there.
Motion approved.
Second it?
Okay, any more discussion? Jamie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Washburn Lions Club waiver of fees for breakfast.
That will be on Sunday the 19th.
If I'm a member, should I vote on this, or does it matter?
Maybe not.
I would abstain.
Yeah.
I'll abstain.
Just to be on the safe side. Okay. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any more discussion? Keith?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Saban benefit, waiver of fees.
Wanna come up? One of you, both of you, all of you.
Writing a benefit for, I have endometrial cancer, so we're gonna do a pancake breakfast and, a 50-50 raffle, and we have a bake sale and then gift baskets, like a silent auction.
Sure.
On November 1st, correct?
No, November 1st.
Thank you.
I guess motion to approve both the waiver of fees and the local event permit.
I'll second that.
And yes.
Discussion.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, I didn't know.
No, just-
I don't think it was any more.
That is the discussion is yes, perfect, and I also discuss yes, okay.
And yes,
Not a vote, so I'm just kidding, sorry.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Do you
Yep.
need this?
Well, sure, you can just leave it there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you guys want, there's a bulletin board out there too. If you guys are
Okay.
hanging them around town, feel free.
Okay.
So, yep.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, SP&E winch fix.
We are moving Otter Tail there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Full disclosure, when you were talking to Jen, I was looking on my phone to figure out where I was, so appreciate you bumping me ahead a little here.
That's okay.
Chelsea, did you hand copies of this out, or have they seen kind of what the franchise is?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect, so you guys have it, so.
Yes.
I am not gonna read this thing verbatim, right? You guys are more than capable of reading certainly, but a couple highlights I at least wanted to touch on. So essentially the franchise is an agreement, 20-year term, so 20 years ago this was renewed by someone other than myself. It's now expiring sometime this fall. I'd have to look at the exact date, but soon in the next 2 to 3 months, I'd say. Basically, it's an agreement between the city and Otter Tail Power. Gives us the right to, serve the city, install infrastructure on Boulevard, access city right away, what have you. If you look at the one that I sent Chelsea, so the updated one that I'm here to hopefully renew, compared to the one that was signed 20 years ago, I don't wanna say they're verbatim if you did a stare and compare, but they're pretty darn close. Conceptually, they are the same. There might be a different spelling or verbiage here and there. So essentially the same agreement. So that's kind of the elevator pitch, I can certainly answer questions as you guys have them.
I have one,
Yep.
I don't have it brought up in front of me, but maybe you could find it if this is an issue on accessing, Otter Tail's utility poles and stuff. You have to access through city property, or can you go through private property to access that?
So even, even though we will leverage some city property, we still, if possible, will try to get a private easement, which includes ingress egress. So we will generally access it the most feasible way to access it is kind of the moral of that story. If that's via city property, so be it. If it's be public property, so be that too. But yeah, generally speaking, we would have some private easement. And that includes an ingress egress, as I mentioned, that gives us access to be able to get in there. So I'm not saying that's perfect, and you guys are well aware, a lot of lines that have been here a long time, so it's not crazy that we uncover something that all of a sudden, okay, we don't have, as much right of way as we thought, or we didn't have that done, or it was missed, or whatever the case. So I don't, do you have a specific example you're maybe thinking of, or is there?
Yeah, we had
Okay.
a alleyway that's got, we kind of dealt on this a couple months ago.
Okay,
Where the private owner was gonna give access through his property
sure,
to get to a main power line. Because the access off the city isn't feasible for like a bucket truck.
sure, something in the way
whatever.
or whatever, yeah.
Right.
Yep, sure,
So that was his concern is, he was willing to give, if we vacated this alley,
Mhm.
he would give an easement for the power utility.
yep, and that is, quite common. Yep,
Right.
as far as accessing private property for a situation like that, yep.
But that was denied by the commission, so.
Okay,
To give that,
to vacate the alley,
To
basically,
vacate the
sure,
alley.
sure.
so that's one point. I mean, besides that, Otter Tail's been fantastic.
Good,
I've had to work with them personally, so.
good, no,
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that.
What about, kind of that, was it last meeting, what's your guys' policy on trees growing around your lines? I mean, do you guys maintain that, so?
Yep, I'd love to tell you we maintain it exactly as we plan to maintain it, but I'd be lying to you if I told you that, so I'm not gonna tell you that. So I asked Clay, I don't know if any of you know Clay, the local rep that lives in town here, so. I asked him beforehand, like I typically do when I come to these, I said, any hot button issues in the city potentially, right? Just so I can be aware, I typically will look at reliability history, whatever. And he mentioned that, so appreciate you asking. So last time we trimmed was 2018. So I forget the month, but 7 years ago, give or take. Our goal is to be on about a 5-year cycle with tree trimming. So that would include transmission, distribution lines, kind of exactly what you're referring to in town. I did also confirm this Washburn is on the slate for next summer, so 2026, which would put us, in an 8-year cycle, give or take. So what happens is we're, much like anyone else has to do, when we have to manage the business, there's certain times when ebbs and flows and you gotta start cutting some expenses. Vegetation management ends up being one of those things that gets cut. So that's kind of the delay. So the short answer is yes, we have a plan. Said, do we always stick to the plan perfectly? No, this would be a situation in time where we don't. We will also tell our local guys, Clay in this situation, if you're starting to see what we call hot spots, meaning it's growing around, you can start to see, what'll happen is it'll burn, right? It makes contact and it'll burn and they'll see it. So we will try to address those. Where the challenge comes in is a hot spot turns into a whole feeder all of a sudden, right? So it's if there isn't a hot spot, it's a hot feeder, then it gets to be harder. Okay, how the heck do you navigate through that? Because now all of a sudden it's not quote unquote a cheap fix all the time, but that is something we tell our guys, if you're seeing it, if it's starting to cause reliability issues, regardless of where we're at in the whole cycle, we'll try to get someone out here to trim it. So I don't know if that answers your question necessarily, but that's.
So we're on the cycle for next year.
Yep, and so next year's 12 months long. When next year, I can't specifically tell you that, but yeah, as of right now, we're on for 2026 for Washburn, yep.
And then how about some of the older poles in town? I see there's some that are looking a little worse for wear.
Yep, so we also, and I don't know if we've tested the city of Washburn, we have a testing process, if you will. I wanna say 10 years off the top of my head, but I might be wrong on that. Where we go out and what they do is an osmos kind of ground line inspection test. And they'll test them and identify the ones that are rejected, you know, there's kind of two different levels within that, a priority reject as well as a reject, and then we'll get those addressed. So it's more than just an aesthetic component, which you would naturally think is more of a structural test, if you will, to see. So, yeah, there's certainly old poles, I wouldn't deny that, it's everywhere. It's a little bizarre. So I live in Jamestown, and hopefully you guys haven't had the same storm summer that we had in Jamestown, which is a bad, nasty, but it's almost inevitable that we'll have guys that'll bring it, you know, our own field guys, this is what they do, they're experts. That'll bring up a pole, it's looking ratty, that thing should be replaced. You'll get a 110-mile-an-hour windstorm in Worcestertown, the darn thing's still standing at the end, you know, it's hard to say, that's not to say by any means that overlook the ones that look bad, cause that isn't the point here either, but there is a process, obviously. We try to be proactive if we can, and saying that, you're never gonna be 100% proactive, some of it's gonna be reactive because it breaks. But there is a process, again, I don't know exactly where Washburn would lie in that side of things, I mean, I could certainly confirm that if it's been tested recently or where it's at in the schedule.
I would, like, in my neighborhood, we've had 2 poles replaced in the
Sure.
last, I wanna say 20 years. And Otter Tail was proactive on replacing these poles, so I just wanna, you know, if you bring it to their attention, and if they see it is an issue,
Yep,
you know, they got on it pretty quick.
good.
I just
Oh,
wanna
that's good
say
to hear.
they
Yep, no, I
Did a
appreciate
very
that,
good job.
yep. And it's tough, cause some of it turns into where do you start and stop,
Correct,
right?
yeah.
But that's a good question, more than a fair question, right? If we can be proactive, it helps the Clays of the world that don't have to go out at midnight and go replace a pole because it fell over, right?
I had, one of the poles was on my or in the alley behind my property, and it was actually leaning into my yard.
Sure,
And so Otter Tail actually worked with me. We split the cost of replacing that pole, and they went underground.
oh, sure, bury it,
But-
sure,
They buried it, so, which helped me out, and it also helped out Otter Tail. Not that every situation would
right,
happen, but
yep.
like I said, they've been very good to work with.
Good,
So,
no, that's great to hear, and you bring up a great point too, that's part of our assessment. Depending on the situation, if we go test poles, it might make more sense just to get rid of the overhead line and bury it.
mhm.
You know, that's certainly not everywhere, there's a cost to doing that too, but there's certainly a cost to replacing a whole bunch of poles, so that is part of the consideration when we go through the testing process as well.
Sure. I'll make a motion that, we, approve, do we have to make an approval on this?
Yes.
Okay. The Otter Tail franchise agreement,
Second.
is there any more discussion? Jamie?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes.
Thank you. So, there is no one more than me that wishes I didn't have to, not because of you guys, but that I didn't have to come back and do a second reading of this, so. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but, so there's a first reading, which is what you can essentially just did, then there's a second reading, so can I get it on the agenda, or get Otter Tail on the agenda, it'll likely be me again.
Okay, yep,
Is it a month, do you happen to know the date?
November
by chance?
10th.
November 10th, awesome,
yes,
at 6 o'clock again, I assume.
yes. We
Okay.
won't have a public hearing before that to run into the meeting time, so I apologize.
No problem at all, well, I appreciate you guys kind of advancing me up the agenda. With that, I will get out of your hair.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We're gonna go on to now, which is 16, SP&E winch fix at Memorial Building. Everyone got a copy of the quote? I visited with, trying to think of his name now.
Gregory?
Gregory, thank you. A couple times, he informed me about what's gonna happen there. What they need to do is move the winch slightly and then, put in a couple more pulleys because of the beam structure. it's not the same as the other end. And there is one pulley that's not lining up with the cable right now. And then that'll have to be adjusted as well. I did speak with American Legion. They felt that they paid for this once. Because this wasn't a corrected issue when they were here to confirm it, their work. They feel that the Legion should be obligated to now pay this bill. So I'll make a motion that the city of Washburn will accept this, what's the word I'm looking for, this invoice,
Or quote, whatever it is.
quote, yeah, this quote, thank you. And that way we can get this issue taken care of. With all the,
Sorry, second.
oh yeah,
Second.
then we'll go into discussion. Thank you.
You can continue your discussion. if you
Yeah.
want, so.
With all of that the American Legion has put into the memorial building, I don't think we need to sit there and milk them for every nickel and dime, so,
Of course. Right.
you know what I mean?
So I guess my question is, the Legion got what they paid for though? Like technically, like.
Yeah,
If you wanted a hot dog, they got a hot dog, they might not
Yeah.
get chips, okay, sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not like cause originally when we were talking about this, I kind of saw it as like it was a mistake or something like that, but it doesn't appear to be that way. It was
I don't
just,
think
this
so.
is what was paid for, okay, then that's fine, yeah.
What kind of warranty does this come with? I mean, say he comes up here and does this and
they did send, I think, is it a 2-year warranty? And then it's all, I'd have to look back at the paperwork. Do you remember, Chelsea? I know it's parts and design.
Because I know we'll come up and I don't have the original one on what was included with that.
yeah, I don't see any kind of like warranty terms on what I have
I
here.
think on the original one, I know I did find where they would come up
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
and do a. But of course, I don't have the original
Like a
one.
tune-up or something like that.
Yeah, on here with that and look at all that, and I don't have the original one. I just have this one.
But say we okay this, I mean, who's gonna be the person going over there and signing off on it? You know, like, yes, this
Well-
works, or no, this doesn't, or.
It should be either Adam or myself, since that's under my portfolio.
So like, before we okay it in the bills next time,
Mhm.
say they come up and do it, make sure we get that it's,
Right, and that's something that we lapsed on, is when they were here, this and that, nobody went in and inspected. You know, they did run the system worked. I believe they showed Zach how to run it, possibly. But nobody really gave him the thumbs up that it's perfect, this is what we want, you know?
But they still got what they paid for, right?
Right,
So like.
it does lift up, but it doesn't, because of the screen,
Uh-huh.
that's where the issue is the basketball hoop doesn't lift up high enough
for the projectors and.
for the projector, yeah, to utilize the screen. And there is kind of a deadline to try to get this resolved by the end of the month.
Yeah, and I mean, if the Legion would have got everything, including this, it would have just cost them more. So now we're just kind of paying the difference.
Yeah.
Right, okay, and that's
Yeah.
fine. So yeah. Makes sense to me.
Jamie?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
I have a question.
Okay.
When would this be done? Because it's my understanding right now that we put the screen down as close to the stage as possible. And you can do the projector, and if the kids are like if they're at the Legion side, on the bar side, that's a problem. But if they're closer to the stage, they'll still be able to see the movie and the hoop won't be in their way, from my understanding, I have been told.
But I
I
think
can't
they
give you a
will-
date today. I'd have to call him tomorrow and double check.
yeah,
Cause I'm just saying, if you have to wait till afterwards,
Yeah.
we would be okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to talk to Greg tomorrow.
Okay.
because I know it's, in the, come May when the Legion has their memorial service.
Yeah, they just
But-
want it done by me.
Yeah,
I already talked
the sooner the better. Yeah, Chelsea will make the contact. Thank you, Chelsea. All right, we're gonna move on. 16, special assessment assistance applications.
This year we only have 2 on here, so every year you can apply for a special assessment assistance program that we have that sets money aside for those that need help paying their specials. It only works for water and sewer specials. This year we have a total of $1,024.58 going for help.
All right,
Motion to approve both applicants.
oh, okay. I'll second that. No more discussion, Jamie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, special assessment to McLean County.
Okay, so I have listed these separately here. So the first one we have is for mowing for a property that we had to hire to get mowed that has not been paid by them. So I'm looking to special this mowing one to their property.
And just to be clear, this is in our ordinance, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
so it's like, it's not just for randomly choosing to do that. People were informed by the ordinance.
Yep, no,
Right.
they've received letters that if it was not paid, that it would be assessed to their property.
I just wanted to make everyone know that, I guess, yeah, that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's in there.
Motion approved.
Second.
I guess we could have maybe done this at once. And then the next one we have a handful of utility billing.
Do we need to vote on this one though?
Yeah, we probably
Oh,
should.
yeah, I guess we were doing
Jamie?
it
Motion,
separately.
second discussion,
Yes.
yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now that one's mowing. Yes, and now we have a handful of utility billing that have not been paid. All received letters to, told if they were not paid by October 9th, they would be assessed to their property.
Okay, I'll make that motion to assess their property on utility bills.
Second.
Any more discussion? Jamie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You have anything else, Chelsea?
Not for those 2.
All right. 18, resolution confirming assessments.
Okay, so here's our fun one. I never thought we would make to this point. So here's our resolution confirming assessments and directing the certification and levy. And I'm just gonna read this so it's all done in there. Whereas the governing body of the city of Washburn, North Dakota, the city, has received the assessment list attached hereto as Exhibit B from the Special Assessment Commission levying special assessments for the cost of improvements for Street Improvement District number 2022-1, which assessment list was duly adjusted and confirmed at the meeting of the Special Assessment Commission held on September 22nd, 2025. And whereas the governing body has previously reviewed the assessment list and has heard and determined the appeals filed by the persons aggrieved by the determination of the Special Assessment Commission as set forth on Exhibit A, attached hereto at the city's October 13th, 2025 commission meeting. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the assessment list as attached hereto and marked Exhibit C is hereby in all things approved and confirmed. that the city auditor is hereby directed to forthwith certify the assessment list noted as Exhibit C and file the same in the office of the city auditor. That said, special assessments unpaid shall bear and accrue interest at the rate of 0% per annum above the rate on the bonds, which is the 2%. The special assessments shall bear and accrue interest from November 1st, 2025, and shall be certified and payable in equal annual installments over a period of 20 years, with the first certification in 2025 for collection in 2026 and annually thereafter. That the city auditor is hereby directed to annually certify said special assessment installments with interest as above specified to the McLean County Auditor for extension on the tax list of the city as required by law.
Motion to approve.
Second it.
And then just for discussion, the appeals that you mentioned, that's the process where they can come appeal, and then we have the latitude, which gives us like the two changes that were made.
Yep, so Exhibit A was that one. Exhibit B will state what the Special Assessment Committee approved. Exhibit C will be with the two changes, technically three changes, because the city water tower will increase. Dolls and name annies will decrease, and that will be Exhibit C, and that is the final list, and that those numbers there are gonna be what we certify to the county.
Gotcha. So we can't just change anything, it has to be an appeal first and then go forward.
Correct.
That all makes sense now, yep.
Thank you for that clarification. Any more discussion? If not, Jamie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, okay, actuator quote, Core and Main.
Okay, so we have a quote here for some actuators that we need replaced. We've been replacing these old ones throughout the years with the Kintrol actuators. We have mostly been focusing on the 6-inch and 8-inch replacements so far, but a new issue arose a few weeks ago with one of our 12-inch actuators that would have caused significant damage if it hadn't been caught in time. So we are fast tracking replacement of all of the 12-inch actuators that could cause this issue again. We are looking to get approval to order one of these this year, and then we will order two more right away in January in 2026. And the quote here is they are $7,472.47 each.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase.
Second.
You second it?
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
Jamie.
that's all right. Any more discussion? Jamie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so we got the first reading of update ordinance, 117A-2.
Okay, so 117A-2 is our planning and zoning ordinance. We have had some issues lately arising with people not getting building permits still. If we do find them, we will send out letters. We don't have a building inspector, so we're trying to put it more in, I guess, in our ordinance where we have some actually enforceable ordinances where prior to it would have to possibly go to court. So in 117.13 violations and penalties, into the clause underneath 2 and C, it said a notice will contain language to the effect that daily penalties of up to $500 could be on there. So we are changing that from that 500 so that it will be daily penalties of 150 per day may be assessed if compliance is not accomplished within the time specified, and that any penalty can be assessed against the property if unpaid. This just allows us to have an amount on there, then to have the sheriff's department write a enforcement ticket and make it binding, and then they can take it to court if they want to. Up to is a whole different process, so it just kind of, this makes it enforceable with some more teeth in it. So that will have to be published in the paper for 2 weeks too. We'll have to come back because it is a fine. and come back in 2 weeks and read that again. We do have a copy of this, if anybody's curious or wants to see it, but that is the biggest change there for that we're doing with this one, to have a little more enforceable.
I'll make a motion to approve that ordinance change.
Second.
Any more discussion? Not, Jamie?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes. All right, policy change updates.
Okay, so we've had a couple policy change updates. Really, it's only verbiage words generally, but just so that they're all approved in there, that we're not just making changes. One is under number 8 for paychecks. It was changed that checks are direct deposited the following day. Under 24, it was a drug-free workplace. Anywhere that it said drug-free, we have added alcohol and drug-free workplace. So in there, alcohol was added twice to underneath 24. 13 for compensation procedures. We added that a yearly pay increases take into account both cost of living increases and merit-based increases if applicable. And then under 14 for training, we added in that public works employees are expected to obtain a grade 1 certification in water treatment by the end of their 2nd year of employment, regardless of their job duties.
And just to clarify, the training one, that might have been like stated in like interviews or like just the orientation process, but in the actual policy, just to make it clear that there it is, you know, so if we ever have issues with that, because that is something we want the field guys at least to have, so.
Do we need a motion for those changes?
Yes.
Motion to approve all those changes.
I'll second that. Any more discussion? Jamie?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes. Okay, commission portfolios.
The consent agenda.
Consent agenda.
What does it need to be added?
Pardon me?
The consent agenda that we were gonna talk about. I added
Oh,
that.
oh, yeah,
No
I'm
problem.
sorry, I didn't write that down.
No problem at all. So consent agenda, apologies, you know, I have my notes in front of me, we discussed this, it seemed like the feelings were overall warm on this subject, I guess, sorry, fell through the cracks or something, but basically what it would do, it would just take all this non-controversial stuff at the beginning and condense it into one. I motion to approve the consent agenda. Boom, done. You don't sit there for 5 minutes approving all those things, right? That does not mean that anything put in the consent agenda would automatically get approved. And what I mean by that is like, someone couldn't go, okay, well, let's put that in the consent agenda and sneak it by, because things can be removed beforehand. So it could be like, so it's basically like, you say no to get something out, right? Instead of just everything boom like that. So it's very, very easy, take that out, then the consent agenda is not getting approved, right? So it's just an easier way, and things that could even go, like just for example, this meeting, 2 through 7 could have been in there. And then if there was, like, if we wanted to get crazy with it, like even some of the waiver of fees that like literally happen every single year could be in there technically, you know, but if there was some issue with one of them, we would just by default put them all in there. And then if there was an issue like, well, this is actually not a nonprofit or whatever it is, you know, then it could be taken out, right? So it would have made this meeting probably almost less than 20 agenda items instead of 28, which I'm not complaining or anything, I'm just saying from an efficiency standpoint, it just makes it like that, so. The primary
The
change.
redundancy.
Yep. I don't think we have to get crazy inefficient, be like, well, here's the policy and this is how it goes, and then have like a pie chart and workflow to get something on the consent agenda, right? Like I think the office staff be like, that sounds like a consent agenda, put it on there, it comes to the meeting, nope, that's not, and then it gets kicked off. I think that would be fair enough that they can make that determination,
Yeah,
right? So.
yeah.
Okay.
As long as they make sure stuff's in order and then,
Yeah.
we just bring it through, yeah, I mean, it's, yeah.
Sure. Speed up the process.
So basically, I make a motion to start using the consent agenda a philosophy or whatever for meetings, with the office staff determining what gets placed on the consent agenda prior to the meeting.
I'll second that. For more discussion, I normally work with Chelsea on putting the agenda together, so we'll incorporate those ideas.
Absolutely.
Sound good, Chelsea?
Sure.
Okay. Jamie?
For portfolio?
No, you wanna vote?
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yes.
And yes. Okay, so for commission portfolios, I brought this up, I would like consideration to switch portfolios. I would like to go to water and sewer and then be taken off of, buildings and grounds. I feel I'd be more utilized, I think, between Chelsea, Erica, and, Adam. They're pretty much on top of all the buildings and grounds. I know there's a number of things that go on city property that I'm not being involved with, so it feels like, you know, it's just another step that I would rather be more involved in a certain, to where I'm kinda more involved with Adam. Or with streets or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then with our two new commissioners, we don't know what their experience is. But I feel that if we make this change now, then they can decide on what they wanna do, and that way this isn't an issue going forward.
When new people come in, does it reform anyways?
Yeah, we have a special election December 2nd. We're gonna have to reorg in January anyway. I guess personal feelings, I don't feel like doing it now is necessary. When we have to do it again in 2 months anyway. When we have 2 new commissioners, so.
That's what I was wondering, yeah, because it is changing.
Well, the election is what, the 2nd?
Yep.
And then our first commission meeting would be then after.
Unless a special meeting wanted to be held to at least get them in, do their oath of office, but we have to wait, I think it's they changed it. So many days until we have the canvassing board to meet to figure out who goes on there. So then theoretically, it's the next commission meeting, and then we would switch all the portfolios over. Or go through them, or, to get we have vacancies on ones now, but definitely can change them in January, but I think we have to do it again anyway when they come in. It would make more sense to just wait and do it come January. I don't know that we have anything real pressing coming up.
Do we do like a short-term fill the void, like you take sewer, and if somebody wants to do anything with what Miranda's, like police and fire, is there anything like that maybe?
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons why I thought of this is we're kind of handcuffed with just 3 of us. We can't sit and visit in a meeting or in public or whatever. We have to avoid each other. And then this way, if an issue comes up, it just feels like, I felt that between Adam, Erica, and Chelsea, they could handle buildings and grounds more than, that way we have somebody more dedicated to, water and sewer. If an issue were to come up, that's why I brought it to the table. Even if it's only for 2 months. Would you guys have an issue?
No, so would you, since, we got that winch deal, you kind of talked to him, would you still kind of do?
Well, I think Chelsea's gotta got it now. I mean, she contacted him before I even knew, I didn't know about it until the American Legion came to me and talked to me about it. So. Anyways. I'll make a motion that I switch over to, water and sewer portfolio.
I'm second.
Okay, any more discussion?
No.
Would you consider just taking that on in addition to buildings and grounds? Then you can actually see if you like it and that sort of stuff, just because we do have this
Oh.
winch thing. So if there was some of this, the winch stuff or whatever, and maybe just so there's a somewhat good handoff to the next person that's on police, maybe Jamie or I could go meet with him and see if there's any hanging issues.
Yeah.
I could do that if you guys want.
That would be
Unless Jamie
great.
has a burning desire to do so.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think a good onboarding process would be nice, you know,
Mhm.
is whomever gets on, if they haven't been on before, kind of get them onboarded,
To hand off to them.
you hand off to them, help them out,
Yep.
get them up and going,
I think that's an excellent idea.
so.
Would you be
So-
okay doing both then? And then I'll do two. as
Well,
well.
we'll have to vote on this and then we'll make a revision to keep me on both, right?
Well, it might,
unless
it might
I
change my vote,
rescind-
so it's just part of the discussion at this time.
Right.
Like, is that something you'd be willing to do?
Yes, I
To-
would.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, that way we can kind of fill the field of portfolios instead of having open portfolios and then if we have an issue come up, like, because I feel a commissioner should be on each portfolio
Maybe that's something
to
we
some point.
should have tried to do maybe 2 months ago, I don't know.
Yeah, that's,
Possibly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a unique situation, obviously, but, yeah. That's all
Jamie?
I have for discussion.
Vote.
And it is that you would be completely off building the grounds? and-
Well, Keith would want to put me back on.
Currently, with the current motion, second, yes.
Yes?
No.
Okay.
And then yes.
So I make a motion to add add buildings and grounds to Mark, and then police and fire to myself, till we reorg.
And then what about the library?
I don't think we have a meeting. Today?
That's an appointment, right?
No, that's one of the portfolios.
When was the last meeting? October, September? August? They usually have them quarterly. She hasn't told me. I don't know,
I think it's November.
say the end of November?
So they
bec-
would have a meeting.
Yeah.
Would you rather have library or a library and
No, I'll do
then?
police and fire.
You know how it works, library?
I do, yeah, but then, sure. My, full disclosure, my wife is on there, if you guys are comfortable putting me on there for one meeting, that's
Yeah,
up to you
that's
guys, I
fine.
guess.
I guess instead of me relearning anything down there.
That's true, yeah.
you know, You would just
Yeah.
know how to do it.
Yeah, okay, so I amend my motion to also add me to the library. Which is weird because I'm making the
But
motion,
then-
but then I like halfway just wanna rescind my own vote.
But then Jamie would go on police.
Do you wanna be? Do you wanna go check in with him and stuff? I don't
I
care, sure.
can, I guess.
I just didn't wanna throw that on you.
Cause you
for
were
the
on there
meeting and stuff.
before, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just for the, I'll do what I can, but just, probably, let's see, it's, October, November. This month's gonna be crazy busy, and then maybe somewhat into November, but I'll do what I can, yes. And
Sure.
then So if somebody says, like, so.
If
Mark,
there's an issue that comes up.
Tell me, I
Right.
might not just go up there and
Right.
whatever. but
We have a very good relationship with our police department and our fire department.
So,
I mean, I probably talk to Clayton once a
Yeah.
week.
So-
We talk to the police probably once a week, so. I'm not as concerned, I guess, about that one if you can't make it up there.
Yeah.
Now, if there is an issue that arises, I mean, definitely let me know.
Mhm.
But I mean, we have, here in the office, we have a very good relationship with our police and fire department, so.
so,
We can maybe help cover some of that. It's not a commissioner, but
yeah, so yeah, I mean, just to cover our bases, yeah, I would do that, and
Okay.
Okay.
library, and.
Yeah. So I rescind my motion. I make a motion to add Mark's Buildings and Grounds, myself to library, and Jamie to police.
I'll second that motion. Any more discussion? Jamie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, now we're gonna go over portfolios. Jamie, do you have anything?
I do not. So I apologize, I was gonna call the highway department about moving that, I did not get a chance to. So,
That's fine.
but I do have a number to call, and I'll try to get a call, so.
Okay.
Nothing at this time, no.
Well, I think Chelsea has put out a notice about the boat ramps are gonna be pulled out, fish cleaning station's gonna be taken care of. The spiffy was removed at the boat ramp. Chelsea, are they gonna put grass seed down yet this fall out
That's the
here?
plan, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, and, that's all I have. Oh, the memorial building, we discussed that, so. All right, that's about it. City personnel report. Chelsea.
Just a reminder that per our city parking ordinance, all campers, boats, trailers need to be off the streets by October 16th. That is Thursday. The fish cleaning station was closed today for the season. We will open up the Memorial Hall starting tomorrow for open walk. Our special election is December 2nd here at City Hall. If anybody is interested in working, I'm looking for probably 3 more workers if they can do that. We'll just do it here. No roosters in town. We do not have a chicken ordinance. If it continues to become an issue, we may have to look at enforcing one. So if you have roosters, please get rid of them. There's been a complaint. I guess I'm not kind of exactly sure if it's a nuisance or not. We do have a Jake break ordinance in place. Please respect that. I don't know if it's necessarily for our people, if it's outside people, but just a reminder that that is in place to kind of respect that. And then City Hall will be closed on Friday. So if there's an emergency, call Adam. Eric and I both have to be gone on Friday.
So Jamie, now that you as a police, if you wanna just touch base with them about enforcing that no noise ordinance, people, Jeep, because I've had a couple people talk to me about it that live along 200 and 83.
So is an ordinance out on 200 as well, no Jake break?
Well, if you're going, I call it northbound, there's one there, but there isn't one coming into town on the north side coming south. But there is a sign on each end on 83 coming into Washburn.
Yeah, so even out on 83 then too.
Yep.
Okay.
And they have been notified.
Okay, yeah. I think Eric, I've talked to Cody about it, but just so you're aware of it.
Sure.
All right. Anything else, Chelsea? Anything from Adam?
The superintendent report was included with your guys' packet, so
Yeah.
you should have been able to review that.
Yep, appreciate that.
I think I have anything else.
All right, next. Are you here to speak?
Yes, yes, at the past commissioners meeting, we had given a presentation on the Veterans Memorial Park and the Flint Hill,
Yep.
project. And just to report that we're moving along quite well. We had visited with Lisa McCubbin Hill, Flint Hill's widow, and we've got approval with some suggestions for the writing that's gonna be placed on the monument itself. And they're starting to craft the monument, the flag that's on the side. And I guess the fundraising effort is going along very well. And at the last meeting, the commissioners indicated potential of a contribution towards this project. And I would just like to advance that if you have consideration for that today.
Because you're not technically on the agenda, we can't really make a motion to approve that as of now.
Oh, okay.
So you'd be on the agenda for next month?
Yeah, so we will put you on the agenda for next month for a donation.
Alright.
Yep.
Can you just state your name for the record?
John Schultz.
Thank you very much. And then you did talk, I think our last discussion, you were gonna visit with the park board and,
Oh, that's all approved, yes.
yep, okay,
Yeah, the park board representative was here at the last meeting.
Yeah.
And after the meeting, we discussed things and, they presented everything to the group and it's all go.
that's fantastic. Thank you. All right. Does anybody have anything? Rhonda, do you have anything? No? Okay. Motion or adjourn?